For my visit was just to get from what authority, what other measures being taken regarding this turbidity issue, which has been ongoing for a while. And not only that, but it has continued to affect the residents in Suva. So it's good to see that they have taken some measures, including, as you can see, within the treatment pools there, they've installed 2 extra pumps to increase the output from there into the water which is going to the reservoir supplying the Suva area, including Lami. And the other issue in terms of we are looking at installing a 20 megaliter water treatment plant here, sort of compact, similar to the ones in Tamavua. And you might have seen it too in other areas in Fiji. There's one not only in Tamavua, but also there's one being constructed in Nangano, in other areas, including Sub-Sub. We have that here that will add to the capacity for the Tamavua Water Treatment Plant behind us, which will further alleviate the issues here. The other one which we had discussed with them was the clarifiers, the circular ponds that needs to be changed, to be modernized. So the board is considering that, looking into that, and they have done the technical assessments and specifications. We are also fast-tracking that. In addition, the other one is the Sawani to Loli Suva pipeline. So that has gone to the board, and we should begin work there in April or mid-April. After the tender. So the tender has been called, it has been awarded, but we have not publicized that for obvious reasons. So I'm pleased that that has been decided on and fast-tracked. That will take about approximately 12 months. So it wasn't the 24 months I mentioned, it will be 12 months from April. So we should solve most of these issues before the elections in 2026. So it's not really doom and gloom, but we are working incrementally on solving issues. So for that one, it will be a pipeline from Sawani to Loli Suva. It will also involve a pump station and also reservoirs up at Loli Suva, which will also feed and resolve the issues at areas such as Tamavua, Kalsa Road, Sakwara, which had been having ongoing problems. So that's just a brief regarding the Tamavua Water Treatment Plant and measures taken to improve the situation which we have experienced in the last, in the past, and of course just recently. And some of the temporary measures, you can see that the time taken for recovery has been shortened. At times it takes about 1 week, but they have managed to resolve that, I think, within 2 to 3 days. But we will keep on working on improving those. Thank you very much. These priorities, even if it's not on the budget, we will put it as special cabinet papers, in terms of special budgetary provisions, given the urgency of these infrastructure developments relating to water. So as I was mentioning, in terms of the Tamavua Water Treatment Plant, we're looking at temporary measures which they have done, and I'm happy with their explanations in terms of the extra pumps within the filtration system, which will increase the output. Not only that, but we're also looking at a 20 megaliter water treatment plant, which will complement what's already there, and that is currently being assessed in terms of technical specifications and will be going to the board soon. But the main one is the Sawani to Loli Suva project, which have already gone to tender. Tender has been assessed. The contract will be awarded soon, and work should start by April or end of April or May. And that's a major one which will entail a pipeline from Sawani Junction to Doloi Suva with major tanks up at reservoirs up at Doloi Suva, which will alleviate the water issues at Tamavua, Sakola, and all those areas which had been having water pressure issues. So with those, we looking forward to those projects within the term of this government in terms of alleviating the Suva water issues. But of course, behind us, it's the stress boom we have here, which have been developed locally by a local contractor, bioenergy inside Pacific, and this is also one of the areas which had been a problem, where debris had blocked the intake. So the solution is installed there, the stress boom, and that is greatly improved the intake of water, and also the ensuring that there's no disruption at this point. So those are some of the measures moving forward, and with those measures within the term of this government, I believe that we have complemented what has been started from the last government in terms of the Viria water treatment plant, and it is our duty to expand those, even though it would have been preferred that these expenses would have been part of that initial contract, but it wasn't. So it is our duty to expand and ensure that some of the ongoing or long ongoing water issues are resolved, or at least partly resolved, as part of our responsibility to be in government for the 4 years. And now we're at the midpoint and going towards the end of the term at next year. By then, I'm very happy that these things will happen within our term and within my term as a minister in charge of water. It's not perfect, but at least we had incrementally we had moved to solving water issues in the Suva area. There's another contract which had been awarded regarding the leakage detection. This is another major problem. Leakage constitutes about loss of about 47% of water. So with that, we will see a gradual reduction in leakage with the detection, not only leaks but also in terms of replacing old pipes incrementally and gradually because of the aging infrastructure. And these are very costly infrastructure projects amounting to, those I've already mentioned would amount to close to 50 to 60 million, and government is conscious of that, and that's why we are working with our development partners in terms of not only climate financing but financial institutions such as Asian Development Bank, European Investment Bank, and development partners such as Australia, New Zealand, and other major partners in terms of them assisting us in this absorbing these major infrastructure costs. Thank you very much.
Thank you. With respect to the infrastructure that the Honourable Minister had spoken on, the target for those infrastructure upgrade is to get this water treatment plant to be able to operate at maximum capacity 24/7. The biggest challenge that we face at the moment is whenever there's a major rain event and there's high turbidity within the Waimanu and the Savura intake, we face treatment inefficiencies at the treatment plant. And those treatment inefficiencies, we're looking at tackling those through those new pumps that we have installed, but those are all temporary measures while we wait for the full investment, the 20 megaliter water treatment plant. So the idea behind the 20 megaliter water treatment plant is to balance off the loading at the Tamavua Water Treatment Plant. Tamavua Water Treatment Plant is a 60 million litre day water treatment plant, but right now we are pushing in excess of around 75 million litres through the plant. So we are operating it at around 115% of its design capacity. So when the quality of the raw water drops, the ability of the plant is limited in that aspect. When the water is as clean as it has been for the last few days, from yesterday into today, we can easily push and treat 75 million liters a day. But when the water quality deteriorates, the capacity of the plant reverts back to the design capacity of 60. So when turbidity increases, we revert the treatment capacity back to 60, and that is at 60 megaliters the plant does its best treatment when the water quality is not so good. In terms of the water quality, why we revert to 60 megaliters a day is because we are trying to maintain water quality. There's certain regulations that exist, such as the Fiji National Drinking Water Quality Standards, that we have to abide by. And if we were to run the plant at 75 million liters a day with high turbidity, what we end up doing is we breach the quality of the raw water we put out, and which would affect supply to the people within the Suva-Nausori corridor. So the idea behind this infrastructure is basically to get the plant to operate and treat the maximum volume of water it is designed to treat, irrespective of the weather, whether it's good weather or if it's raining heavily. It should be able to treat the volume that is required in order for us to produce that supply. When we reduce treatment capacity at Tamavua down to 60, what that creates is a gap. The demand from the customer at that point is greater than what we are able to produce, and what happens after that is the reservoir level drops and we are unable to provide supply, especially in Sakwada, Tokani Suva, Doli Suva, Taidirua, Tamavua, Upper Reg, down to a mid road, also the elevated areas down in Lam. So at the point where we reduce capacity down to 60 megaliters, the demand from customers is now higher than the volume we're able to produce during these events. But the infrastructure that we are planning to put in place will enable basically treat the volume that is demanded and have some extras to be able to store them and maintain supply to the people of within the Suva-Nausori corridor. So when these kind of events occurs, one of the biggest challenges is water cutting. It's getting to every single customer that's called in. Accessibility to some of these areas is a big challenge for us, especially out the Sakwada area, Kalsa Road. Our big trucks cannot access all of these areas. In some of these areas, to get water to them, they'll either have to walk to get water from our water cutting trucks, or it has to come through the pipe. But one of the directive that has been given by the Honorable Minister, before we used to do incremental engagement of water cutting trucks. As the issue gets bigger, we increase the volume of water cutting trucks we engage. However, the Honorable Minister has given a directive from last month into this month is irrespective of the size of the issue at the Tamavua Treatment Plant. If it's a turbidity issue, we need to engage the maximum amount of trucks, which is 50, which we normally engage for big scale water cutting. So that's what we've started doing from towards the end of last week into this week, where we just engage the maximum number of trucks to be able to get to as many people as we could while we await the restoration of the reservoir levels at Tamavua. So the turnaround time that the Honorable Minister is referring to is the turnaround time to which we can normalize production at Tamavua Water Treatment Plant. So when a heavy rain event happens, and the raw water quality deteriorates, what we wait on is the quality of the raw water level to improve. There's not a lot of control we have in that space. We will just have to wait it out to get it. So depending on the time it takes to get the quality of the raw water to a level where we could increase production, that is the turnaround time that is mentioned. But the temporary solutions, you would have seen those two big pumps we've installed, is a way we are working, is something that it's a temporary solution we've put in place to try to work at maximizing on the volume of water we can push into the reservoir and into the system, even though the treatment capacity is lower. Because when the turbidity event happens, the biggest challenge is those filters, those rectangular structures that you saw up at the treatment plant, those get blocked. And when those get blocked, there's very little water we can pass through to get to the reservoir. So those pumps of course, operating with the Fiji National Drinking Water Quality Standards of around less than 5 NT, we will operate those pumps. So we bypass the block filters, it goes directly into the plant. Less than 5 NT, it goes directly into the reservoir, where we then dose chlorine to disinfect it, and that assists in the restoration of reservoir levels on a much faster rate. So that's what the Honourable Minister was mentioning in terms of improved turnaround time.